So the first bit is about deploying. The second bit is about managing your DevNet or your mainnet or testnet. And this dashboard helps you exactly do so. These are things in provision, so it'll take a while to come alive, and you would see these details which you have filled in, like the network name, the ID, description, and some related parameters. The status would be requested, which means the machine provisioning will be happening in the background on the chosen data centers. Then after that, provisioning will start or installation will start of your relay nodes, your collator nodes, your RPC nodes with the configuration we chose a while ago. You would see your blockchain config. So you would see your parachain ID which you picked up, your relay chain which you chose. The block height, of course, it's not available as of now because the network is still being provisioned. Then cloud infra, the data center region, the status, and the number of nodes at the bottom left of the screen. So you would see collator nodes, you would see RPC nodes, and you would see the status of each in front of them. Now, alert section on the right bottom is a very interesting one. In case something goes wrong, you would see all those alerts coming in right there. There is a dedicated section as well, which I'll run when I'll talk about a running network. So I'm quickly switching my account to show you a running network. This will take about 5 minutes to set up, and in the meantime, we can go to another network and see a running parachain already. So this is a running parachain. You can create as many as you want, 1, 2, 3, DevNet, TestNet, mainnet, staging environment, name them any, and they would all appear here. All you have to do is to click view, and the dashboard of a running parachain would appear. Now, if you see the difference here, you have these nodes in the ready status. They are not in requested mode or provisioning mode, they're ready, which means they're actually operating. You would see a block height because it's a running DevNet. It is actually publishing blocks in the background right now. And then you would see blockchain config in the next tab. So this is your parachain config. You would see all the details required, the token related information, the encoding, the candidacy bond, the decimal value of how many token values what much length you can define. The symbol name, as of now it is unit. You can define it A, B, C, X, Y, Z, anything. Again, it's a DevNet. It's a limited boundaried environment, so you do not have to worry if you can name it dot as well. Then you have certain parachain details here. It's a spec file detail, so you can always download it, manually run another node and connect it with the network. So there's no need that you have to operate it from the panel itself. Then the pre-mined addresses. So there are 12 addresses which gets generated and pre-minted upon. And these are the addresses, and you have token balances listed right in front of each. You can copy them and search them in the Explorer as well. And then a minimal section on the rightmost side, which is about the relay chain config. So we have already seen this. This is running upon Rococo Local with Polkadot version 1.2.0. You see the parachain block height, and you also see total token supply on the right side for your parachain. Then we go to My Nodes section. In the My Nodes section, you would see collator nodes. Like we discussed, we created 2 collator nodes, so they are visible here, and 1 RPC node. This would be significantly sizable information when you would see a testnet or a DevNet in this panel. So for testnet, you would see at least 4 collator nodes and 1 or 2 RPC nodes at minimal. And for mainnet, you would see even more, 4 collators and maybe more. Some parachains in today's time have got about, say, 10 or 15 collator nodes running distributed. That's why you see this manage invite section over there. So you can also send invites to people to join your parachain as a collator. And they can simply click, and become part of it without getting into command line and doing anything. All they need is a Zeeve account, and they can join your parachain just like that. In mainnet, you would also see more RPC nodes. They are load balanced, so you would see information about load balancers and their individual performances. Now, individual node details can be accessed from here. You want to get the details of the node, you can click this view detail link. You want to see analytics, you can click here. You want to delete it, of course, you can delete it from right here. Now, this operational panel help you avoid a lot of cloud leakages. So in the background, you do not have to worry about if the instance is actually deleted from the cloud or not. This panel does that job. So it's very cohesively working with the infrastructure underneath. Let me open up the details of a collator. So you would see the ID, the name, the status, You would see the region where it is running. You would see for how long it has been running. You would see its address. You can copy it and search in the Explorer. You would see the DB cache size. And RPC, of course, it's a collator, so it's disabled. You do not have RPC enabled as a best practice on collator nodes ever. But on the other hand, if I open one of the RPC nodes, what we'll see here is, of course, the general details, but then the RPC endpoint details as well for both WebSockets and HTTPS. So you can copy them, directly consume them in the wallet or in your dApp, or maybe some custom explorers if you're building, or some indexing services which you're building, and try to get going right away. And this is your API key, which you can view, copy as you deem fit. And like I said, it's a DevNet, so this parameter cross-origin request is all set to all. Though for DevNets, mainnet and production networks, this is not recommended. Now let's go to the cloud infra bit. Here we see very minimal details. Again, because it's a DevNet, you cannot touch much things. But in case of mainnet and testnet, you would see scaling options here. Scaling options like increasing the size of the machines, and maybe increasing the number of machines as well running underneath. So you would see all those scaling options as well. And even the data center related options, if you would want to run 2 machines here, 1 machine here, which means nodes in the end. So 2 collators in this data region, 2 collators in those data center regions. RPCs load balanced across different data center regions. So you can switch and play with those configurations on the fly for testnet and mainnets. Manage invites, yes, this is applicable for testnet and mainnets, where you want to invite people to join the network as a collator node, or maybe run an RPC node. So they do not have to deal with you sending an email, packing up configuration files into the cryptographic artifacts into an email, or sending in a very unsecured way. You can pack them through this invite, and everything goes automatically to their inbox. They click, they sign up. The profile is embedded, the chain ID, the connection endpoints and all, everything is all embedded as part of this invite. And when they create their node in their chosen data center, they join your parachain just as is, without any trouble. And they also get to see everything as a parachain topology, and they also clearly see the differentiation in terms of which node they own and the rest of the parachain nodes from transparency's sake, though they do not control those nodes. So you can only operate your own node. You can delete it, restart it, but you cannot delete the other parachain nodes which are there. You would only see them.